All right, we're back. Boxing this week
Yeah.
18 now. Massive week. Anthony Joshua fight week last week, which I went to. A bit disappointing, but we'll get onto that. We are joined by other people this week, but we'll bring them in just a second because we'll do the weekly roundup beforehand because we don't talk about that anyway. First of all, Paolo, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just covered a SC Don show because I'm a matchmaker for their promotion now. So I'm doing loads of stuff with them. But SC Don Strapsy got the win on the weekend. That's a big figure in the London community, man. If you know, you know. Third round knockout, and it was good. Then we couldn't get over to the bar because I think AJ got knocked down 6 times on Saturday night, if I'm not mistaken. It's very bad. So for that reason, by the time the fight with Donny had finished, everyone was getting photos of him, and we was trying to clear everyone out to close the arena that we was in to go over to a bar across the road to watch. But in that time, Joshua, this was his 4th time down, I want to say. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. Well, we'll get on to that.
Somebody put P. Diddy in the crowd, and he was on the floor. that was the funniest one. That was the funniest one. Hold on, we need to find that photo. Oh, God. Sorry. Carry on.
Right. Let's do the weekly roundup really quickly. There's not too much to go over because obviously the big story is AJ. So Jaime Munguia made his return, won by 10th round knockout. I have not watched it, but apparently it was all right. The event was pretty good as well, from what I've heard. So his first fight on Top Rank, first fight since the Canelo loss. And then more recently, and don't know if we'll cover it or not, but Bivol Beterbiev promo video came out. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was going to let you finish it there. I was saying didn't know if you're going to cover it. The promo video. Okay, yeah. Promo video is very good.
And then Eubank Jr. has said a load of stuff, which we will cover a little bit on, but he's also now had to
clarify,
take it all back.
I think Conor meant the promo video. We're definitely covering Bivol and Beterbiev. His channel shouldn't exist. Yeah.
No.
Carry on.
But watch the promo. Eubank Jr. said a load of stuff called everyone scumbags. He's now had to take that back. We can talk about that in a second anyway, but just important to note, he has to retract that statement because he's going to get done in for a fuck ton of money. And that's basically all that's happened this week. It's not been a massive week. Well, it's been a massive week, but not for the little stuff because who cares? So let's get straight into this and let's bring in...
We got to bring in our guests.
Bring in everyone else. So, overlay for 4 people.
Oh, and here we go. Montel and Shane wanted to get these lot on for a while. Shane is very opinionated. I can see his thing already. He's about to go off on Joshua.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, it's like I've probably done it's like my 6th video that I've done this week about AJ. So it's quite.
He's calmed down a bit since, but it's good.
It was more fun for me. It was more funny to watch. Like I'm not an AJ fan. I'm not a Dubois fan. I just watch boxing and I'm completely impartial.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, what can I say, man? I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I said to my friend before the fight started. I literally said I've got a vision. I seen a vision of AJ literally getting knocked down and being on his knees and doing that little smile that he did against Ruiz. So I had that prediction, but I thought he was going to come back and win the fight. Obviously, that didn't happen, but that was my prediction.
Well, so Conor is the man doing all the things at the bottom here, the signs. Find that photo, Diddy. If we can put it up, I need it out once. It's hilarious. But if we can't, don't worry about it, Connor. It's fine. I'm joking. Connor, I'm going to let you take it away with what you need to say.
Oh, I need to say I was wrong, don't I? Because my prediction was that AJ would batter him.
Mental. My prediction was 4th round. Joshua knockout.
Yeah.
It was bad. And the thing is, I'm a Joshua fan. I've been a fan of what Joshua has done in boxing, innit?
Of course.
He's revived. He revived it at a time when it had died. Let's be honest, guys. He's revived it. But on Saturday night, Dubois absolutely... I don't know. I've got no words for it. I've never seen him lose that bad. Even when Ruiz beat him, it was bad. That was bad. That's go out on your shield. You left your shield at home. There's no shield. You see what I'm saying? He didn't look like there was any game plan. There was there was direction from Ben, but there was no execution of the game plan from that Ben Davison was trying to give Joshua. Dubois, you what he was doing coming into that fight straight away off the very first round. We knew what Dubois wanted to do, but I don't know if anyone here can tell me what Joshua was trying to do.
No, but I think there's a bigger problem because I think even before the fight, we all could have told you what Dubois was going to do. I think the only person who didn't know what Dubois was going to do was AJ. I've said this like 4 times. Like, it's funny because AJ came out so cold, and it's like he was surprised by Dubois being so aggressive. And I'm like, what did you expect Dubois to be? Do you expect him to be like Sugar Ray Leonard just bouncing around the ring? He's gonna be an aggressive fighter. So it seems so surprising to me that he fought in such a confused way. It's like he was confused and he had no idea what Dubois was gonna do. And it's like Dubois fights like this against everyone. You know, you don't get hit 45 times against Hrgovic with a straight right hand in 2 rounds if you're not overly aggressive. I was just surprised by that. That's why I was going.
Yeah, what I was going to say, sorry to cut you and jump in. I think if you look at AJ's last 4 fights, the first couple of rounds, he's kind of taken it easy. So I think he kind of wanted to have that control initially with Dubois. But as you said, Dubois only fights one way, and he was going to set pace on AJ from the start. However, we thought, I think most of us, 90% of us thought that AJ was going to at least kind of establish some sort of control, being the more experienced fighter. But the knockdown in round 1 was just like, whoa.
You got to earn the right to get control, though. You can't just beat AJ and go in the ring and feel like you're going to automatically get that. You got to earn that. Dubois had no respect for AJ from the first round. You got to make this guy respect you, which he didn't.
Connor.
Yeah, I think that first knockdown's what did it. I'm pretty certain, because everyone's having a go. Like, so on Twitter, there's some crazy stuff that I've got some of the questions here because I think that'll be interesting. But people are saying like AJ's defense was rubbish. Yeah, but that first shot he gets hit with and dropped with in round 1 is so fucking heavy. Like, what I don't actually think he ever recovers. I mean, that's the thing. I don't think he's got a bad chin, because I don't think there's a heavyweight that can take that shot. Anyway, I think his recovery is so bad. He does not recover from these shots. Like Tyson Fury against Wilder, I think he was almost knocked out in the first fight. I think he might have been out, but then he got up and he recovered so quick. Usyk recovers quick. That's the thing AJ does not have. He struggles so badly with getting hit, and then, like, I mean, 5 rounds later, and that's when he sort of managed to just turn it around. But even then, he wasn't really fighting sensibly because he walks onto a shot, like, where he keeps his hands down, rather.
Facts. Just playing some of the comments. Sorry. Yeah. As I said to you, we are going to go through the whole card, guys, just to let you know as well. But it's mad. We obviously start with the big one. You know, before we move on to the others, I need to ask you guys a question. Where does Joshua go from here? And I'm going to was that retired?
No. Stop the retirement talk, please.
There's only one thing for him to do.
No. Stop the retirement talk, please. I'm not having.
You think
why?
You think AJ should fight on?
Straight back into the rematch, 100%.
Yeah,
straight back.
Oh wow, you guys are.
Do you think the rematch is any different though?
Yeah.
Or do you think
he wins the rematch? He wins the rematch. Yeah. He wins the rematch. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Wait, one second. Just a quick question. Are you guys AJ fans?
It doesn't matter.
No, just a quick question. Just a quick question.
I'm an AJ fan.
Okay, it makes sense because I feel like the only people who will say retire is someone who's not emotionally detached. If you have some form of stock invested in AJ from a like sentimental perspective, if you like AJ as a fighter, I get it. You want to see this guy reclaim it, but boxing isn't a fairy tale. This is the thing. We've seen fighters fight way longer than they should have, and the sport retires them. AJ will never be a world champion again, so there's no point him fighting on. There isn't a point of him fighting on.
I don't see him beating Usyk.
Do you not think though the fact that an AJ
he beats Dubois?
Do you not think that AJ that's that hurt?
No, I
AJ
think he can beat Dubois, but I don't think he will. He's capable of doing it, but I don't think he'll beat him in the rematch. I'll be so real with you.
But the fact that he hurt him so badly in round, like Dubois was rocked in round 5. That punch he lands is brilliant, but like Dubois was rocked, and that's hurt AJ that's done that.
But this is the difference. Like, when Dubois gets hurt and he gets rocked and he's backed up, Dubois' mechanics is to fight back, and he lands a great counter punch. The shot that he selects to counter AJ is a great shot. Dubois, AJ doesn't have that mechanics. At no stage when he was properly rocked did he have any chance of getting back in that fight. As you said before, his recovery was horrible. And I mean, I guess you guys are entitled to your opinion, but if you guys really believe AJ is gonna become world champions, one thing.
All right, let me ask you a question: is AJ a better fighter than Daniel Dubois?
In terms of attributes, potentially, if you were to match them up in terms of potentially. Like in terms of attributes, potentially. But there's a saying in boxing, which is there's some fighters who are great fighters and there's some fighters who fight great. AJ doesn't fight great. He doesn't fight great. He has amazing attributes.
I'm an AJ fan. I agree with that.
He has amazing attributes, but he don't fight great. There's not one fight you can ever say AJ overachieved. Even in the Ruiz rematch, he done what he's supposed to do. There's not one fight you can say where he overachieved. He didn't. He done what he was supposed to do. He doesn't fight great. And I feel like Dubois is a game fighter. And when it gets pressured, Dubois isn't going to fold like how we've seen AJ fold in the past. And I
disagree with that.
You disagree?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think AJ can fight great. Dillian White was a 50-50 fight when he fought that.
I would say though that
brilliant fight, and he did him in. Klitschko was a 50-50 fight, and you might go, Klitschko was old, but he was still dominant, and it was a brilliant fight between two brilliant heavyweights. Andy Ruiz rematch. Ruiz was never and still isn't like a step out. I mean, Ruiz now is, I don't know what he's doing, but at the time should have been a really good Ruiz. AJ dominated the fight. Usyk is Usyk. I don't think anybody can beat Usyk, so I don't even care about that. AJ, you could I'm not going to do this, but you can even say Ngannou because the way Ngannou Fury went.
No chance.
The fact that
I think all of those fights you've mentioned, I wouldn't say that he fought great in those fights. My standards of fighting may be slightly different, but someone fighting great is when you see. I know it's a different weight class, but when you see a Bivol fight or Beterbiev fight, those guys dominate world champions. AJ doesn't dominate fighters. Even when he fought Klitschko, Klitschko had his moments. Klitschko dropped him. He didn't dominate Klitschko. So when you talk about a fighter who fights great, Usyk dominated AJ both times. He dominated him. That's a person who fights great. AJ doesn't do that.
Is that because of his style, though? Is that more like a stylistic thing?
You can be an aggressive fighter and a person who lands power punches and still fight great. I mentioned Beterbiev in there. Like Beterbiev, he demolishes world champions. AJ's not. Even Dubois fought great against AJ. He fought a great fight against AJ. I've never seen AJ do that to anyone. I've never seen him do that to any top level fighter ever. I haven't seen him do it to any top level fighter.
So he's always looked vulnerable in those top level fights. I agree. But if you're looking at the fundamentals and the skill set, AJ is a better fighter than Daniel Dubois.
In terms of attributes, 100%.
100%. In terms of attributes, and obviously heavyweight boxing is heavyweight boxing. But one thing I will say is the game plan went out the window for AJ after that first knockout. So what I'm saying is if he makes the right adjustments, he can break Dubois down using his boxing IQ.
That sounds like hope. That sounds like hope more than that sounds more like
he can. Like if you look at Dubois, Dubois is a very basic fighter, and I'm not taking anything away from him. I rate Dubois, but he's a very basic fighter. You know what he's gonna do. He's got a very strong jab. You need to take that away. He's got the right hand. Take that away. Okay. Apart from that, what else? But
what you're saying is the same thing for the first fight. That was the same thing before the fight started. It's not like Dubois showed us something new. This is the same Dubois. AJ couldn't stop it. So what have you seen in his career that will make you think he couldn't do it the first time, knowing what he was going in against? Why is he going to be able to do it a second time?
Well, if you look at the second Ruiz fight, he proved that he could box his way 12 rounds.
Nah, I understand that. I understand that he boxed. So the second fight he boxed, yeah, that's fine. But when we're talking about Dubois, because I know Connor's got a lot of points, so I know we need to move on soon. But Dubois and
this is the whole thing.
AJ too.
AJ's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just AJ. AJ, listen, look, the second fight, I don't see what AJ does differently to beat Dubois. I personally, like, that was bad. That was bad. He didn't just lose; he lost.
Yeah, he lost.
Lost. He didn't lose. He lost. Like, he got beat down. I think was it one knockout per round?
Yeah, pretty much.
No. But what I'm saying is I'm not saying he can't improve. I know. I rate Joshua. Yeah, I think he's in the division. What he's done over his career is probably a lot more than the other heavyweights within a not great division. Let's be honest. There's a few fighters there, but it's not. The heavyweight division has never been great since Tyson, Lennox days.
I disagree with that, but go on.
All right, fair enough. We can get back to that. But in that division now, Joshua has defended his belt when he had them 8 or 9 times. So he fought the most mandatories. You look at Fury's record, it's not great. Usyk's come into the division, obviously being a unified cruiserweight champion. Usyk's Usyk. Like, he's come in, he's beat who he needs to beat to get to that world title. I can't knock him for it. Yeah, and he's won. And I don't think there's many people. I will say one thing though, that there are people that are capable of beating him, but I don't think we'll see him beaten in this division before he retires. Yeah, I think
who do you think's capable of beating him?
Give it like 5 years. Watch Moses Atuma. I'm telling you, bro. I've got big hopes for this guy. You know, he's a serious. He's serious. He's serious. If Usyk dropped down to cruiserweight, I'd watch Jay Opteo and Usyk. I swear to God. But I don't know if Jay Opteo would win. I think he's got too much know-how. Usyk's got too much know-how. But is he old? Is he too old for Jay Opteo? I don't know.
He's too old.
Yeah. But going back to my point, I don't think Joshua can do anything massively different to beat Dubois. And Dubois seems to be a fighter that goes in with confidence. When you look at the last 3 fights Dubois had, which was Hrgovic, Usyk, and who was the other guy?
Baby Miller.
Joel Miller. Joshua fought Ngannou, Wallin, and what's his name? Hellenius. So they were his last 3 fights. So you talk about the level that they both had coming into this. Joshua's has been substantially down there, and I would say Dubois has been up here. He's had the tough fights. Jarrell Miller, who was 100 pounds heavier, is a tough fight for anyone. Hrgovic, that's a tough fight. He's not the best boxer. It's a tough fight. He got through that. So yeah, I don't see what Joshua does at this point that's different. Anyway, to be honest with you, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying he's done. He definitely shouldn't retire.
You don't think he should retire?
Nah. There's loads of fights you could make out there for him.
But why? You got to give him. This guy's coming from former gold medalist.
Chisora's still fighting. Champion. My point being,
but the ceiling for Chisora is not the ceiling for AJ. We're talking about a potential great of this era. Chisora's never going to go down as a great. Why would you ruin your legacy by fighting on?
But what you're saying, but regardless if you think AJ should win if you think AJ will win the rematch or not, yeah, I think it's still too early for a 5-year-old soon to retire.
But what are you continuing to fight for? That's the part I don't understand.
From a spectator point of view, who's bringing us the big fights, the big nights like AJ? From
a heavyweight division, other than maybe Tyson Fury, probably nobody.
That's what I mean.
From a spectator, that's fine. But if I'm AJ, I couldn't care less. Like, I'm caring about my personal.
Yeah, but he wants to be a three-time champ, doesn't he? Like, that's what he wants. I agree. He should retire. He should retire if it's not for world titles. If that's not what he wants to do, then yeah, sure. Because that doesn't make sense. But
he doesn't need the money,
rematch. Fury, Usyk, those fights. Why not? Fury fight makes sense.
I think he should hold out.
He sounds like a retired fighter anyway. Like, if you guys mentioned the Usyk and the Dubois fight, and if you listen, Usyk and the Ruiz fight, if you listen to how he spoke after the Usyk fight, specifically the second one and the first one, when you can generally tell this is a hurt man when he lost. When he lost to Dubois, it was almost like he was comfortable with it. Like literally.
Yeah. But you remember what happened after the Usyk one? Where everyone clowned him. Everyone went mental.
I actually liked that though, because it showed that he cared. When he lost to Dubois, this guy's coming up with videos, smiling and happy.
Yeah, but
then he can't win, can he?
Do you know what?
No.
Yeah, he can't. He can't win because if he's not throwing the belts out the ring, what's he doing?
No, but I prefer that version of AJ than a person who's happy when they lose. If you say you're a champion, you can't be happy when you lose. You can't be happy that you've lost the fight. And it seems like he was very, very glee and happy losing the fight. And that's not the mindset of a champion for me.
I agree, but then I think that's purely because the last time he did all that, for weeks on end, even now, you get people that take the piss out of it. So he's better off just trying to hold his own until he's behind closed doors where people can't, and then he goes mental, which he probably did. Let's be honest.
He did say in the ring afterwards. He said, like, if I really want to, say what I want to say now, then, So we were just holding back.
I don't know. I don't rate AJ's chance of winning a world title any. I don't give him any chance at all.
Okay. Connor.
I think he'll beat Dubois in the rematch, so I think he will.
Same.
I'm on the fence just because of what I saw on the weekend. I'll be so real with you. I can't. I'm not saying he's not capable. He's capable of beating Dubois. I just don't know if he can do it. Does that make sense? Like I don't know if he's got it. I'm not saying he's definitely. And I think it's heavyweight boxing. On any given day, anyone can knock anyone out. But what I'm trying to say is I don't know if he's going to make an. He's going to. The fight's in. When they're looking to activate that clause straight away.
Who was it? Yeah. Eddie Hearn went on TalkSport and said that Turkey Al-Sheikh wants it, so they'll do it next.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw that. What is it? It's too early now. That would have been sick if Turkey Al-Sheikh put that on the undercard of Fury and Usyk.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. It wouldn't surprise me if he done that. It would have surprised me.
That would have been too quick, though. That would have been too quick in terms of a turnaround. AJ got a knockout loss, so you need like 90 days before you can fight again.
Yeah. The thing is, like I said to you, the Fury fight and Usyk fight. If you talk about that for a second, if Fury wins that fight, they're then tied in for another fight. So like it's like you're seeing 3 fights before. So you won't see Usyk or Fury fight anyone else till like minimum summer.
No, but Fury's not going to win. So that
I was going to say that's fine.
No, I'm just saying to you. In
Fury's
a scenario,
Fury's winning that fight. Fury's winning.
No.
You are a real Brit. I can say that.
No,
I'm definitely a real Brit.
No, I was there. At the first Fury Usyk fight, and I said to my friend, I said, listen, what I'm seeing Fury do for these 3 rounds was sensational. I've never seen anyone do that to Usyk before, ever.
You went out to Saudi, innit?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
That's sick.
But at the same time, I've watched the fight back now, and I think Fury probably won 4 or 5 rounds max.
What the Usyk fight?
Yeah. But I've seen weaknesses in Usyk now that I didn't see before.
I think the biggest issue is Usyk's going into that fight knowing he can hurt Fury, and I feel like that for me, and not even just that, Fury's going into that fight knowing Usyk can hurt him, and I think that's for me is the most alarming thing because.
But Fury did go into the Wilder fights knowing he can get hurt as well, though.
No, but he did know that. But here's the thing: with the Wilder fights, he knew Wilder couldn't outbox him. If he tries to turn into a boxing fight against Usyk, he's losing. Now, if you go and try and bang with Usyk, you're also losing because Usyk's punch resilience is way better than yours, and his punch mechanics is better than yours also. That's why he was able to land 50 or 60 punches more than you because his punch mechanics is better than yours. It's just basic.
Usyk will beat him.
What, by points again?
I think he's going to stop him. He's gonna stop him.
Yeah, he won't stop Fury.
I think his
He won't
points.
stop Fury.
I think his points.
I don't think he'll stop him.
I think Fury.
I don't
Fury
think the ref would stop it. The ref
exactly.
the ref would not stop it purely on the basis that I think they give Fury a bit more in fights because they know what his body can do. Do you see what I'm saying? Like in that first fight, if that was anyone else, that would have got stopped straight away. In any other scenario, that fight would have been stopped. Fury was not there. He wasn't there. They had a standing count. But if that, it's a really, it's a funny example I'm going to use. But Joshua, if that was Joshua, that fight would be done. It'd be done. The fight would be done. His body would be all over the place.
The reason why I say I think Fury gets stopped is because I think Fury's going to take a lot more chances in this fight. I think Fury's going to try to be a bit more aggressive. If you're more aggressive against Usyk, one, you're not going to be able to keep up with his tempo, and two, for me, when Usyk starts to land punches on you naturally, like constantly at a high tempo, Fury is also going to be extra aggressive because he knows he's behind on the cards or he's losing a fight. He's going to try more, and I think that's just going to leave him more open to shots to get knocked out. That's what I think.
Do you not think Fury is able to switch the narrative? So I think I was expecting him to lean on Usyk, to really use his strength, like the natural strength that he's got over the smaller man, and make it like more of a Fury fight where, you know, he's using his arms, he's kind of leaning into him on the ropes. And I think that's what he has to do. That's the keys to victory for the second fight. However, Usyk can establish the center of the ring, and this is the hard thing about fighting him. He's hard to pin down. He's very hard to pin down, but Fury's the only man that can do it. Let's be honest.
You think so? You think he's the only man?
Who else in that division can potentially fight the fight that can beat Usyk with the style, with that dirty boxing style? I'm saying.
I don't think dirty boxing is what's gonna beat Usyk, but I get it. What you're talking. I mean, I feel like we've almost already seen Usyk lose 2 fights in his career. Some people argue that he lost to Dubois. Some people argue, I'm not one of those people, but some people will argue that. And some people will say that he lost to Bradis. I think the Bradis claim is definitely more of a, you know.
You think Bakoli can beat him at heavyweight?
I think Bakoli's got a good chance, but Bakoli gets hit too much as well. So I think also Bakoli doesn't have great feet, so it'll be very easy for Usyk to pivot around him. But
I think that's very similar to the Dubois fight.
Yeah.
Dubois moves more. Like, it's the big puncher, but Usyk will just move around him, as simple as. And then with the Fury thing, where Fury's got a lean on him, we said that about AJ. That size doesn't even come into it with Usyk. One, he's freakishly strong, but two, you won't ever get him on that point. The only thing is, though, Fury did hurt him to the body. That's how you beat Usyk. You can hurt him to the body.
This is what I mean.
I'm going to say something crazy, and you guys are going to say what I'm saying is absolutely crazy. But just because I saw their fights in the amateurs, the person who I actually give the best chance of beating Usyk is actually Beterbiev. And the reason being is because he's the only person I've seen in boxing anywhere near that weight that's able to sustain pressure.
Then guess what? I bet you, you're talking about the amateurs. Connor's watched it. I've watched it. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
We've all watched it, so we know. I know about Beterbiev. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's got that style of where he's gonna constantly apply pressure. Plus, he has the feet.
He's too old now, man.
Bro, I need you. You said you went Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram, I need to hit you up because I'm going Saudi for Beterbiev Bivol, so I'm gonna need.
Give me a shout. Yeah, give me a shout.
Yeah. Listen, but Beterbiev is too old now, though. If we never see that fight ever.
No, not now. It's a bit. Yeah, it's old.
Even 5 months out for Beterbiev, it's long. It's long.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's what I'm saying to you, Connor. What is there anything else you wanted to bring up from the points you had? Because we have got a few things to talk about. Eubank.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go with this. We'll do this one actually, because this is the final proper question. Is Anthony Joshua overrated? Is his career overrated? Do people? Because the guy at work was saying this, right?
No.
Guy at my work was saying Anthony Joshua was the most overrated fighter of all time. Now that's bullshit, and he doesn't know about boxing. But
all time.
Yeah, he let him off. He knows nothing. He's a golf kind of guy. But then what I wanted to bring up was Anthony Joshua or Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson's legacy and resume, I don't think, other than the youngest heavyweight champ, which is a big thing, I think Anthony Joshua's got a better resume than Mike Tyson. Quite easily.
I would support that. I would agree with that.
I hear it.
Actually agree with
I hear it. Listen, Connor, you know
with
my stance on Mike Tyson. Right now,
I know.
talking about the heavyweight top 10, he's not where you think he is. I can tell you that now.
I don't think he's even in it. I don't think he's even in it.
I don't think he beats Lennox in any era. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
never.
Well,
No, but even in terms of I'll be honest, I agree with you. I don't think Mike Tyson is a top 10 heavyweight of all time at all.
It's mental, but
you know what it is with Mike Tyson, yeah? He's a media he's a media darling, no, like.
Yeah, but that's my point. The media darling, you know, us as boxing fans, we know, but you are somebody on the street who watches the occasional Tyson Fury fight, like who's Mike Tyson? Yeah, he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. That based off what? What is that based off?
That's why I disagree with you when you said, I'm going to get back to that. That question is a good question if AJ is not going to read. But that's why I disagreed with you when you said this era hasn't been as good as the previous one with Lennox and all that. I 1,000,000% disagree. Couldn't disagree more. I would say that this era is better than that one, but I don't want to have a different debate.
Listen, there's an argument for both sides in it. There's some terrible fighters in each, but I just think the fights were just a lot more, I don't know, back then. But then saying that,
50-year-old George Foreman win a world title. That's what you had in the 90s. You had a 50-year-old George Foreman win a world title.
Crazy. Then the grills came.
But Joshua isn't overrated, I don't think, his career. No. And I do you know what? They were talking about this at work here, like, and two people were saying like he's actually bad. And I was like, listen, if bad is winning a gold medal and winning 2 heavyweight titles, I'm bad. Like I'm terrible. I'll retire. Call me shit. Call me whatever you want. Yeah. My thing is, he's done what he's done. He's won a gold medal. He's won 2 titles. He revived heavyweight boxing. The career itself, he's probably had a more filled resume than a lot of the top heavyweights. Tyson Fury has got Wilder, Price, Chisora, Dillian White.
When I said Price.
Hey, listen, I know you laugh, but you have to count that because that's one of his bigger fights. That's one of his. Like,
you got to say Klitschko before you say Price.
Klitschko, I'm just finishing. Klitschko would have been before Price, but Klitschko, Price, yeah, and out of them you've got Klitschko, Wilder, Dillian White, where he fought. I'm not even counting Chisora. Chisora, he fought recently at Wembley. That was a joke fight. I don't even count that one. But they're his fights. So then you go to Joshua's record and he's defended his belt, fought more mandatories. People say it's because of out of Fury's control for reasons of his own. Wilder's record's the worst out of all of them. Like,
Wilder is.
It's bad. I don't know if anyone watched the Stavern when he beat Stavern for the title.
Oh, that was a joke, man.
I don't know who gave Stavern the world heavyweight title, but people are saying he was really on stuff. Like, but
it was when obviously Vitali had it. Vitali relinquished and retired, and then it was him and Areola who fought for the vacant strap. That was before the heavyweight division was what it was in the AJ team.
But yeah, like when you talk about it, and we talk about the heavyweights now. Usyk, Joshua was for me until this fight, but then I still think overall Joshua, Fury, and Usyk were the guys that everyone wanted to go for, basically. Obviously, Dubois got that now, but I don't think it puts Dubois there just beating Joshua. In my opinion, I think he's consistently got to perform there now. He consistently has to do it, which means he's defending that belt, winning it 6 or 7 times. You want to do what Joshua done, really, then you're put in that conversation for me. But we're like defending it once, twice. I don't know. Do you get where I'm coming from? Dubois not really like. I need to see him defend the belt, like proper. Like I need to see fighters.
Dubois wouldn't beat Joseph Parker.
Do you think?
He wouldn't beat Joseph Parker.
Stylistically, he's
That's the wrong fight for Dubois.
But that's the next fight that they're looking to make if they don't make Joshua, isn't it?
I think that's a very good fight, but I don't think he beats Parker.
See, do you know what would be mad though? Just think about it like this, yeah. You would have, arguably, if Parker beat Dubois, you'd have a guy who's a world heavyweight champion, but he's not really the best in the division. That leaves a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. That's
the case with every division.
That's the case with every division.
No, I know, but the heavyweights though, like, all right, for example, Canelo at super middleweight, we know who the guy is. It's Canelo.
Yeah,
heavyweight boxing, Joseph Parker's got the IPF, or Dubois got the IBF. Then you've got that IBF was gifted as well. Let's be honest. Usyk just said, "There you go."
It's very similar to when Floyd and Pacquiao fought. When Floyd and Pacquiao fought, Floyd beat Pacquiao. Kell Brook was the IBF champion. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, Billam Smith is a cruiserweight champion. There's always going to be a division. I think the
Billam Smith belt is. I think Billam Smith being a champion is warranted now, though. I think at some point people got to give him his flowers.
But he's not the best in the division, though. That's my point.
He's defending his belt, though. That's what I'm saying to you. Like he's doing it.
No, but I'm just saying there's been times in a weight class where you've got a guy with a belt who isn't the best in that division. That's just part and parcel of boxing.
I hear what you're saying. I think with the heavyweights at the moment, I don't know, dude. Parker winning the belt off Dubois is mental.
It's mad.
It's mad. But Connor, you wanted to speak about Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah, we'll bring this up. I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot to bring up, but we've got 2 new people here, so we'll talk about the main event as well. And also, you're going, right?
What?
Shane, you said you were going?
Oh yeah, I'm going Beterbiev Bivol,
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the main event. I would love to be there. I looked at tickets like last week because I went to the AJ fight and I was like, no, I want to go to Bivol Beterbiev. And
Bivol Beterbiev, what a fight,
crazy.
By the way.
This is the fight of
it's crazy
decade.
Because 6 years ago, I done a video, 6 or 5 years ago, I think it might have been 5 years ago, I done a video where I said my top 10 fights that I want to see. And number 1 was Errol Spence Crawford. The other one was Beterbiev Bivol. I went to Errol Spence Crawford last year, and this time I'm going Beterbiev Bivol. So I can't lie. Bivol and Beterbiev, for me, is the best fight that you have in boxing. I'd argue and say this is the best fight of the last maybe 15 years. I would make that argument.
100%. I think I've looked into this fight. I've changed my mind. I literally counted the other day about 12 times. I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, Bivol's going to win on points. Well, then I'm like, AB's got underrated boxing, man. This is what people are forgetting, and this is what I don't like about the narrative between, AB's going to win on by knockout, Bivol's going to win by points. AB can win on points as well, you know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Trust me, he can win on points.
Better be a win on points against Bivol.
He can win on points.
Bivol's won 112 of his last 135 rounds. Just nobody in boxing has but better. That's just statistical facts.
But
yeah, that's fact.
Can he withstand the power though of AB? Because that power is different.
That's why I think he's got more of a chance of stopping him, not of winning.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, there's gonna be close round. There will be close rounds between them. It's not like Bivol's gonna run away with rounds. Like,
I think he will. I think he will.
Nah, he won't run away with rounds. Because
what do you think?
I saw Marcus Brown win the first 3 or the first 4 rounds against Beterbiev. So he can. He's just gonna stop you at some stage. That's the only thing.
Nah, what my thing is with, I think you're gonna see a bit of a different game plan from AB. He's gonna come out fast. He has to come out fast against Bivol. He has to.
What condition is he in after his
Normally
injury?
he's a slow starter.
That's a good question.
That's what I'm saying. How is he going to be with the injury that he's recovered from? Obviously, come back to fight. How is that going to be? Or we won't know until he gets in the ring how it's affected him. But if it does affect him, if he comes in at anything short of 98%, 99% against Bivol, it's a long night for him.
But
it's a long night for him. You need to be against Bivol. He needs to be at 100%.
Yeah.
Is he at the age he's at with everything going against him? Are we going to see 100% Beterbiev? I don't think so.
Also,
and that's not down to his ability. That's just down to age, injuries, etc.
Also, another etc. on top of that to agree with you is Bivol's last 3 fights have been in Saudi. Beterbiev's fights in Canada. So the climate that he fights in is naturally colder, and the climate that he trains in is naturally colder. When he goes in Riyadh, I've never been there before, but it's a completely different climate to prepare in than in Canada. Now, these small margins can make a difference. I know it's very small, but Bivol's last 3 fights have been in Saudi.
Connor?
That's fair enough. I think the reason I like this fight like so much, other than the fact that these two are pound for pound, you can even argue they're top 2. I mean, I don't, but you could put them there, right? The reason I like this fight is I think Bivol can hit actually quite hard. I don't think he really gives a shit about knocking people out, but I like the fact that people will look at the two of them and go, "There's a boxer and a puncher," but Beterbiev can box like look at his amateur record. That's all you need to do. He can box. Bivol can box, but he can also punch. So I like the fact that it's not as simple. It's like Bivol can't just throw a jab out, and then you can't. Beterbiev rather can't just eat the jab and keep going. Probably. Beterbiev's a nut job. He probably can, but equally, Bivol can't just outmaneuver Beterbiev just like that.
I just hopefully see Beterbiev at 100%. If he's not at 100%, he's in big trouble.
But I think that's the same thing with Bivol, though. If Bivol's not at 100%.
I think Bivol's got out there more and got a little bit rust off, or had a little bit more to fight.
That's true.
Out there than Beterbiev has, and he's coming back and just like I wish. To be fair, it's mad as well when you think about it, because he's come back from an injury at the age he's at now. He ain't he's just gone. I'll get straight in there with Bivol. Yeah.
You know what I find crazy as well is that this whole entire fight week, well, not fight week, but press conference, and then the previous interviews, Beterbiev just seems weirdly more confident than he normally is. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I remember in that interview where he's like, he knows, and I'm like, bro, there's something that's happened. Remember, they both grew up in that Soviet camp. There's something that's happened that we don't know, and we've got such shit journalists that ask them questions. Not one person have asked them, have they ever sparred or shared a ring? Because I'm like, Beterbiev knows something that we don't know, because he has weird confidence. I don't know what it is.
But this is the thing. The thing with Beterbiev, is I'm looking at like the knockouts, and I don't think he exerts that much like force with his shots. Right. Like, and this is what scares me about him, because it's like I'm watching him against Callum Smith and I'm thinking, wait there, the shots that you're like dropping him with are not even like,
it's mental, It's
crazy. But I just don't know how Bivol's gonna how he's
gonna
react when he takes a shot.
You know what's mad, about that fight as well, is he ran 10K before doing that fight, or 5K.
Oh wow.
On the treadmill before the fight, he ran 5K or 10K.
Wow. Yeah,
they
funny
actually
with the commentators
filmed him halfway through it in the warm up. He's just running on the treadmill doing 5 or 10K. I can't remember what it was, and then went out and fought. That's mental, isn't it?
Mental.
It's crazy. I mean, to be fair, Callum Smith was tailor made for a Beterbiev. A guy with
Yard was a good win for him, I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went to that.
At the time, Yard was the one who was going to offer him a lot of problems with his speed and power that he had at the time of fighting Beterbiev, and he just hit a train. It's like hitting a train. Beterbiev was that train. It ended badly for him. It seems to happen in every fight Beterbiev's in. Over time, where you think you're winning, like you said earlier on, rounds, and then Beterbiev just comes out and he does something. And it's literally how all his fighters go. He literally hits you like a fucking train. And you don't know. Yeah.
You know what's so funny?
Gear switch.
It's like people say, to beat Beterbiev, you have to be perfect for 12 rounds. Well, Bivol is perfect for 12 rounds. He's perfect all the time. Like, this guy's a person who rarely makes mistakes in a boxing ring. So I get that. Like, as much as I lean towards Bivol, I can create an argument for both fighters. Like,
he made a few mistakes against what's his name though? Who's the last guy from Saudi?
He did get hit.
I think he was given an instruction to get a stoppage, because I've never seen him fight so aggressive ever. I think he was told before the fight.
I don't think I've seen Bivol rattle.
I think he got rattled. Yeah, he got pissed off, didn't he? The guy headbutted him and walked into his corner and all sorts. I think he just annoyed him.
He got under his skin. I ain't never seen Bivol lose
wasn't
his
having
cool
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Never seen him like that.
But that's what I mean
saying.
about his
He
power.
loses a bit
He
of
can knock you
composure,
out.
and those perfect rounds go out the window. He needs to be 100% focused.
Maybe the guy he thought he never thought had a chance of beating him. Maybe it was that. I don't know.
And remember, he was annoyed. You can see he was pissed off because the fight was cancelled. You know what I mean? Like I could see that. Like, and then I think the fight got moved or something like that from co-main event. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It got moved down the card, and he thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna go hammer this guy, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We also don't know how good that guy was though, because he was 22-0 going into that fight.
He should be back on the card for October. You know.
Yeah, they were saying they wanted him
as one of the early fights.
Oh
basically.
He's not a big name. But
you know what I would have thought they would have done? I would have thought, and I know it might have been too big of a risk, but obviously there's a light heavyweight fight on the card, no?
Yeah.
In Ben Whitaker's fighting, so I mean they could have just given him to Ben Whitaker. He looked like
I don't know though. Zinab's not like he's quite experienced in terms.
Well, who's Ben Whitaker fighting now?
Liam Cameron.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, they're gonna slowly bring this guy to world level, but when
do you think he wins a world title, Ben Whitaker? But then saying that though, you're talking about Bivol and Beterbiev. When they're gone,
yeah.
No, but you say that, but then you look at the guys who are coming up. 175 has always been a historically tough division. Whether it's Hopkins, whether it's Kovalev and Ward, now it's Beterbiev and Bivol. Now you're going to see Benavidez at 75, Iglesias at 75, Moreau at 75. Does he beat any of those guys? That's the question.
What about Buatsi?
Moreau and Benavidez have just been confirmed for tonight, apparently, or they're in discussions to make that fight happen.
Oh, that's a great fight.
Yeah, Moreau and Benavidez tonight. I just saw that. So, yeah, it's.
But then you've got Buatsi and Yards as well. They're. Do
you know what?
In and around.
Yeah, the British guys are good, but when you compare it to like the worlds, it's a difficult track for them to win a world title, man. It's a big pool of fighters there, like Shane said.
I mean,
we're still being told Buatsi's better than we've seen, though. Like we're still. I mean, it's getting a bit old now because they've said it for about 5 years with Buatsi. But apparently, there's something that we don't see in sparring and stuff that
we always don't see something with Buatsi in every fight, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I like him. Hopefully, that is true. But
do you know one thing?
Go on.
I was going to say one thing about Buatsi I find interesting. Sorry to cut you off. Is whenever the level of opposition improves, he just improves, just about. Like it's almost like he's just better than the opposition that he fights. Then you raise the opposition, and he's just like he fought Craig Richards, and he just about beat Craig Richards. Then Willie Hutchinson beat Craig Richards, so he stepped up the level and fought Willie Hutchinson. And I wouldn't say he just about beat Willie Hutchinson, but he had rough moments and then got over the line. But you think how much more can Buatsi improve? This is a question. How much more can he actually improve?
Well, this is the biggest problem with the 175 division. You've got them two, Bivol and AB, and then you've got everyone else. So there's no really like I don't really think there's a in between fight for Buatsi that he can have to show that extra level. Like Willie Hutchinson to Bivol is a huge jump. So you could probably argue Yard could be the perfect stepping stone fight, but then I think he beats Yard, and I think is that preparation for a Bivol or Beterbiev.
I mean, he could fight Volzik. He could fight.
Yeah, Volzik. But then it's like I look at those names and I'm like, Benavidez would be an interesting matchup, but I couldn't see that happening.
Benavidez will cook Buatsi. He'll cook Buatsi. Absolutely cook Buatsi.
You think?
Absolutely cook Buatsi. Buatsi waits for fighters. Buatsi, he does this mistake against everyone. It's the same thing he done against Dan Aziz. He waits for you to finish punching before he starts his combinations. You can't do that against Benavidez. Benavidez will hit you with 4 punches before you finish.
Yeah.
Huh?
The output's too much for Benavidez. I agree.
Fact. I agree. Buatsi, Buatsi cooks Anthony Yard, that wannabe dancer. boxing boys. But do you know what? That's a fight I want to see in the light heavyweight division, but I don't think we're ever going to see it. I'll be so honest with you, I'm done wanting that fight. That's like Beterbiev and Canelo. Put it in the bin.
Yeah, we have to put it in the bin still. I was chasing that fight since they took a picture together.
2015.
Yeah, do you remember that picture?
The whole COVID, the Queen's died. Like, is a lot's gone on since they.
Trust me, yeah.
It's mental, isn't it? It's mad.
But it's crazy. Boatsiz still hasn't fought for a world title. Like, obviously, he's turned down multiple world title fights, but he still ain't fought for a world title.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but England have reached the semi-final and final since they've tried to agree that fight.
I think it's 2 finals.
That's
two
crazy.
Two finals.
Year old. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Didn't they get to the semi-final of the World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2018.
All right. Two finals, 1 semi, and we've had a new England manager and Sven-Goran Eriksson's done. I'm just adding stuff in now. Like, I'm just saying that's how long it's been. I'm just saying it's been a long time. We're not going to see that.
I think we've had 4 prime ministers in that time as well. It's
mad.
Mad.
It's mad.
No, you're not getting that fight though, because Yard's still not got what's it called? Yard hasn't got a promoter.
He's still got legal battles with, apparently, according to what I've heard with Ali, they still haven't resolved, not Ali, Tunde, they still haven't resolved the contractual obligation with Frank. So
yeah,
Tunde and Yard are good though. They're just doing what they're arguing. Frank likes a legal battle, doesn't he?
He loves it. He loves it, man. He loves it.
That's a good little segue onto Chris Eubank Jr.
That brings us on to Chris Eubank Jr., man. I said this earlier on, before we done this. So he went on TalkSport, and the guy at TalkSport's reading out the comments. I don't know if you lot have seen it, and he's just so he's just like, so Frank Warren said this, and this, and he goes, well, if you say it, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, you need to relax. Like, seriously, like, it's mad. But Chris Eubank Jr., you need people like him in boxing. That's a personality.
You know what that reminded me of? Do you remember when Derek Chisora said to Eddie Hearn, you're just fucking me without Vaseline? Do you remember that in that press conference? It reminded me of something like that. I will say, though, Frank Warren, if you say anything negative about this guy, you're going to get a cease and desist letter. That's just pretty much a fact. But in person, he's actually a proper nice person. Like, it's so weird. Like, that side of him, I've never, ever seen before. Like, in person.
You know what's funny with Frank Warren, is for a 72-year-old man, he does a lot of watching on YouTube. Like, that guy, he literally watches every interview, every negative word said about him, and he's coming back to you.
Well, he's going to see the one I put up today. I ain't going to a Queensbury show. I'm going to tell you that.
What did you say?
I just commented on the TalkSport thing, and I just said it's really stupid. Like, it's just like, you moaning that you're being asked by TalkSport is like going to a restaurant and moaning at them for bringing food over. It's kind of what you're there for. If you don't want to be asked, don't go on the radio. The biggest radio channel in England, TalkSport, or one of the biggest. It's mad, but Eubank. You need people like Eubank in the sport, though. I'm telling you now. I don't care if he ain't won a world title. Like, I just need him in there for his chat. That's it. Him, Chisora, they are last of a dying breed. Listen,
does he win a world title, though?
I'm going to say one thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What you might do?
God forbid we have Dubois personalities in boxing, because we're finished now. That might be the day I stop watching it. Because thank God I ain't going to watch Dubois on TV too much. Do you understand what I mean? But I could be like Eubank, Chisora, all these guys, their personalities that's what gets people excited to watch fights.
Yeah.
True.
He said.
What does Eubank do though? Where does his career go?
Eubank's just doing.
He's gonna make a lot of money, but
this is my point. He's fighting for money. He's already said he's fighting for money.
He's a prize fighter, man.
He wants to fight Canelo, but it's got to make sense.
But he isn't. Like, he doesn't fight like a prize fighter. But he acts like one.
This is the thing. I think, like, naturally, if you want a world title, like, the middleweight division is there. Like, you've got I'm not gonna call it an easy division, but it's accessible.
The easiest division to win a world title.
You know what I mean? Like, you're at that weight. Like, why don't you go and, Beck or, what's his name, Carlos Adam
Because Adames and Lara.
But again, the common denominator is money. He's gonna have to take lesser money than he would for a Conor Benn, a Canelo, or one of these guys.
I don't know why I'm even highlighting that. That is hilarious. This guy boxing pound for pound Jack is too much. You need to chill out. What's going on? Dubois has a great personality after he lost his. All right, cool. Yeah, you're on a madness. Listen, sorry, go on, carry on, Monte. Sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking with Eubank, like, I think he gets flattened by Hamza, and he knows to avoid that fight because Hamza is just problems for a lot of these guys. But with Eubank, he's entertaining, man. I think if you put him in there against Canelo, he's gonna bring something. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna bring something.
Yeah.
He probably won't win. Well, he won't win, but it'll be an entertaining fight.
The fight that no one wants to see, but it's probably Eubank's biggest fight. Is probably going to be him and Conor Benn at catchweight.
Who wins that fight, man?
No, bro. Eubank should win, but I mean, how weight drained he'll come into it, I don't know, and how much of an effect that will have on him fighting Conor Benn. Depends what the catchweight is. It is a big depend on what the catchweight is, because
they're never going to fight anyway.
They're saying, like, Eubank's dad was all up saying that he ain't been the weight that they wanted him to be at since he was 20 years old. Do you understand what I mean? So, what we talking, Eubank's 35 now. How dangerous is it to lose all that weight in the camp?
He's going to have to fight Ben. If the fight is going to happen, I don't think it will, but if it is, it's going to have to happen soon because Ben's calling out all of these names at 47. He needs to be careful because all of them names he's calling out, he's gonna get beat against. So he needs to be very careful with who he's calling out.
Yeah, Devin Haney was the one he called out recently. Devin Haney
and Boots. And Boots. And
Boots doesn't win. Boots doesn't win.
Boots Ennis does most people in. There's a reason Terence Crawford don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, I'm not saying that Terence Crawford is scared of fighting anyone, by the way. I'm saying to you, like, there's a reason that fight's not really been pushed like other fights. It's more hassle than it's worth. I get it. There's not enough money for it in it and too much risk.
Yeah, Boots is a problem for everyone.
Yeah,
Boots is a problem for everyone.
The only unfortunate thing for Boots at the moment is there's not a lot of money in his fights. Therefore, you can't pull the big dogs like Terence and that because there's too much risk, not enough game for them. So they're not going to fight.
He's young, so he can establish himself.
He's got Hearn now, isn't it? He's got Eddie Hearn now, so
yeah.
Hopefully Eddie Hearn raises his profile, man. Connor, I think that brings us to the end.
Yeah, but for final thing, the Boots, Conor Benn can do what he wants, but I still don't think he cheated. By the way, putting that out there.
What?
I don't think he cheated.
Was he ever?
Sorry, I also don't like the. He's not. I don't think Conor Benn's useless. By the way, he just hasn't fought good enough.
Was he ever actually like? Was he actually found guilty, acquitted, or was it always supposedly?
We don't know.
So he was.
No, he had stuff in the system.
He ends up in the system. You're to blame. That's the be all and end all of it. Really.
Facts.
You know what I mean? A high level sportsman like that, like, you've got to watch absolutely everything.
I'll keep it real though. If you cheated and you didn't even win a world title, that's alarming. Because you cheated against D-level fighters. That's alarming, bro. If you have to,
I'm saying he should have been banned because it was in his system, and I think they should just have a set rule for that. They shouldn't allow all the shit like where you've got Ryan Garcia. I mean, Ryan Garcia's situation's got way worse, but where they've kind of gone, oh, you've got it, but you haven't. All this shit. They should just ban them. It should be a flat ban. But I don't think he meant to have it in his system. I don't think it was there to actually help him out. I also don't think he's that powerful. I don't think he ever has been. I think he's been knocking the guys he knocks out, and his highlight reel knockouts are against guys that have already had their chins cracked. So
exactly. So why would you cheat again? That's what I'm saying. If you have to cheat against that level of opposition, bro, it's alarming, bro. It's alarming. It's alarming.
He didn't
I'm
stop
still
Dobson
interested to see what he
or
does
the other
with his
guy,
career.
No.
But no, Ennis would kill him. So that's that.
Yeah,
that is everything.
Go on.
That is everything. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
No, man. I do want to big up these lots channels though, man. Because listen,
Yeah,
we
of
know every
course.
day we get people, but Shane's talking his stuff where he is. I'll let you lot shout your channels out, obviously, as well. But both of you, I contacted you because of you talking about boxing and stuff like that, and I do tune in and I do see stuff. So I'm like, yeah, cool. And I think it's sick, and I think we should do more stuff like this because it's good for everyone. But yeah, guys, just shout your socials out if you can for us.
You can go first, bro.
Yeah, man. So socials, Instagram, AW Media Global, AW Media Global on the TikTok as well. So get following. Yeah, man. We've got obviously a lot of content coming out between now and the next obviously big fight. Obviously should be in Saudi for Bivol versus.
Yeah, definitely hit me up, bro. Hit me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit you up on
yeah,
Insta.
yeah.
I'm gonna hit you up after.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Yeah, man. So loads of stuff to come. Predictions, fan cams, all that. Yeah, so
Love that.
yeah,
Love
thanks
that.
for having me on, guys. Appreciate it, man.
Nah, it's good,
Of
Shane, man.
course.
Oh yeah, no, you can find me on I_am Shane the number 1. To be honest with you, I'm on like different platforms just talking boxing and stuff. And so I just promote myself. But where you find me mainly is on Nick J. Francis' channel. Obviously, if you guys follow like DR Sports or AFTV, you may see me. You may see us do stuff with them as well. But mainly on Nick J. Francis' channel.
Yeah.
Decent. There'll be links to all of this anyway. We'll do
Hey,
that.
Shades of the AFTV brigade, man. They are a funny bunch over there.
They're funny. I
Man.
support United. But those
you must hate them. I swear to you, bro, you must hate them. Not even as people, but just as their opinions. It's mad. Arsenal fans' opinions.
No, my favorite's Ty still. Ty is like that in real life.
Does he wear a tracksuit everywhere? Does he wear a tracksuit
Bro, he's like
everywhere?
that in real life, bro. He's like that in real life. He's not faking it for the camera, bro.
He's funny. He's too much.
He's a legend, man.
He's too much. He's been there from the start. But I'm going to end the episode, Connor, if you want to say anything else.
As well. No, just follow everyone. Like, subscribe, all the rest of it, and power.
Get ready for my outro because it's a bit dark. But yeah, like, share, subscribe before you can. Whilst you still can, before you end up in the mud. Yeah? All right, cool.